All right, Coach Hood, we're back here again after the first round of the playoffs with Bob Jones, and again, it all starts all the same way again. You're down 21-7, but just what have you got to say about the game? I'm going to leave that up to you.
Well, I did not think we played very well in the first half. We did some things that we don't normally do. We don't practice, we don't coach, and we had a lot of yards offensively, but couldn't stop them. And we were lucky just to be down 21-7. So the first half wasn't a very good half for us. Went in at halftime, made 2 or 3 reminders of things we needed to do, and Coach Sutton and his staff obviously did a great job with coming up with a second half plan. Basically, from there, it's all about kids executing. They refuse to quit, refuse to get down on themselves, and just continue to fight. And once that we got to stop to start the second half, and then we scored, and then we kind of got them on a little trick punt deal. Kind of just gave us energy, and from there it was unbelievable comeback win.
Well, I know you're down 21-7 at half. Of course, obviously, final score is 28-21. Defense just totally shuts them down the second half.
Well, they had 2 first downs in the second half, and they were on the first drive. And from that point on, I thought our defense played with a lot more energy and a lot more discipline. And I tell them all the time, if we score a point, we ought to win the football game. That's the defense's job. And obviously we were down, but once we got it tied, we felt like this is ours. They've let us come up here to their place and sneak in here and surprise them a little bit.
Well, how about, you and I have talked before, and you're always saying that the kids, this group of kids, they don't get too high, they don't get too low.
Right.
They just, and we've talked about character. The character of this team. I know you said they didn't play very well the first half. There's been several games, the first quarter just seems to be not a very good quarter.
That's what my wife says.
But the character of this team, I mean, just tell me a little bit about that. Is this about how you feel about these guys like that?
Well, the character of this team is always a work in progress with the team as a whole. Mm-hmm. Our guys that we depend on Friday night right now are of great character, and they care about what we're doing. They want to leave a legacy. We have great senior leadership, and we've been here now about 19 months, so we're really their coaches now. There's not a we know another way, and Coach Hood has got a new way, and we don't know which one to be. Now we all are on the same page, and they understand how I like to work. I'm intense, but we talk to them a lot about, guys, it's not life or death. The Bob Jones game, the Hugh Trussell game, it's just a game. Now we want to do well in it, but the fact of the matter is that game will play out just like your life pretty much every Friday night. There'll be great plays, there'll be bad plays, there'll be what are we going to do plays, and then if you just continue fighting, in the end, you're winning.
Okay. Well, that'll bring us, of course, you mentioned that, the Trussell game, which is always big enough of a rivalry during the season. You come through, go on the road to beat Bob Jones, now we've got to travel to Trussell Friday night. Is it hard to keep these guys down? I mean,
no.
Or do you want them? I mean, no. Are they just working just like?
They are 100% bought in on how we are to act and how we are to prepare for the game. Because I think now they understand emotion fades quickly. It is the preparation that we believe in. It is knowing that we've watched enough film, knowing that we've seen the plays enough to defend, and we've seen their defense enough to block and scheme up against, and then it just comes down to just execution. If you do what you did in practice, and you did it well enough in practice, we think the result will be a positive result.
Okay. Well, and because I watch you as I stand on the sidelines, and I watched it Friday night. And as you look at, especially like Jacob, and you're constantly looking at him, and when you're stepping out on that field and hollering, it's think. How much do y'all preach on that?
Well, you know, I usually don't say a whole lot to Jay during the week because Coach Sutton's down on the field. But, you know, there are times he still acts like a junior and put that ball in places that make me a little nervous. So, you know, we just remind him, you know, keep your composure, take care of the ball, and we'll snap it again.
Okay. Well, how about the last play? We got to go back to Bob Jones. Unbelievable call. You run that swing pass to Lacho over and over and over, a lot of times in a game to try to break him open, and then you run it to throw it back to Jacob. What was the kids' reactions, or you know, and everybody leading up? I mean, calling that play. I know Jacob said he had butterflies like he couldn't remember, waiting for that play to start.
Well, the background story of that is it's a fourth down. I think we had 8 yards to go or something like that, and we were close enough to try a field goal. Now our left tackle on the field goal protection team hadn't been very good, and we frankly don't kick it very well in the field goal situation. So still was going to be the right call, because if we do get it in, we're up 3. I mean, the worst thing that's going to happen is that you know, we miss it and they get the ball to 20 and they got to go 80 yards to win the game. So that was what I wanted to do. And Coach Sutton was adamant. He said, I got it. I got to play. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. And I trust him. And we talk about it all the time, not with our team and with our coaches. We're not going to live in fear. We're going to let it hang out and see what happens. And sure enough, he called that play, which that wasn't the play I thought he was going to call. And all I could see was number 21 for Bob Jones just staring at our play, and he just froze. I mean, he had it played, and he just froze. And then that little old Jacob just took it in, and you know, offensive line did a pretty good job getting out there. It was the least expected call from the Bob Jones perspective that you could ever imagine. And that's what made it a great call. And that totally goes to Coach Sutton. And after the game, the kids, you know, once he made it down from the press box, the kids all run over to him and celebrated with him. And that's just cool stuff, you know. Had it not have worked, you know, we went down swinging, which is what I tell him. I only know one way to go down, and that's throwing a right hook as hard as I can throw it. So, you know, that's our mentality. And, you know, we've practiced that play enough that, you know, we felt like it's a solid play for us to be successful.
Okay. Well, good luck Friday. I know y'all keep saying it's just it's just another game, another step. But good luck Friday night.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach.